a-boy-named-sous, coming at you live, straight from the baked potato. Back with the Disco Elysium. Last time we were playing, we had just finished doing our field autopsy, and we have to send Kim away to take the body in at some point, and he's going to be gone for the rest of the day. So, before we do anything, I want to check to see what we have on the docket of things to do, and decide if I want to try to do any of these things before we send Kim away. Well, if you want all the army pieces, you'd have to get the boots, wouldn't you? So the body has to be down, autopsy has to be finished, and Kim has to be absent. That seems kind of impossible. Because he's going to take the body away when we send him away, so it would have to be like tonight. We would have to send the body away tomorrow. That'd be pretty fucking weird, right? Kuno lied to you. Return and confront him. We really have to start making moves on making that money. We should have just taken the bribe from, Everart.
Yes?
Tell me about the case again.
What do you want to know?
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Oh, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinet?
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoilsport.
The lieutenant appears pleased with this. What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow, thinking it best to make you let you make the next move. must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message?
No.
You know, actually, no, I'm not an augury. I don't know why I said that.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
I was sent to teach you a lesson in style.
Okay. Style me.
You should ease up a bit. You need more looseness.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move.
Alright, enough of the competition then.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
You try that.
What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did. 3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about it. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. Okay then. Was there anything else? Good. Excuse me? You have a...
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances.
Alright. What the fuck, Kuno?
Necromancer pig? That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me, Kuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emile Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant. Bleed, pig, someone opens a window and says, but Emile cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
You know what's a good line of work for getting shot?
Pigs?
He nods. There's a silence it carries. I talked to Manana about the armor.
So?
He said you're now the king of the entire Jamrock?
North Jamrock? Kuno meant everything north of 881. The rooster fucked Kuno's words up. Kuno doesn't do south. Doesn't fuck with the madre.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello!
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Whatever, kid.
What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? Kuno was just being nice to you. You got fucked bad. Now limp the fuck out of here. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno, I need a fridge to stash the body.
For the fuck imp. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge. Perfect for freezing
I thought you would. Where is it?
Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment?
A corpse-free yard. Don't you have civic pride?
Kuno's got everything Kuno needs. All civics and shit.
You can't buy Kuno, pig. Kuno's already got everything.
Well, I guess I shouldn't have said that. Reduced our chances.
Kuno's a poor kid from a poor neighborhood. Say your job is on the line. He'll sympathize.
Sure about that? That sounds sort of weak.
No, it's not weakness. It's sincere. Do not confuse sincerity with weakness. Say it. Trust me.
Kid, this is serious. My job is on the line. If I don't get this sorted, I might actually get fired.
The fuck are you doing right now? The fuck is this shit?
Don't pay attention to him. Just keep telling your sad story.
I've lost almost everything, Kuno. My memory, my money, even my name. I can't lose my job, too. Please, please, please help me.
It's not that dramatic. We can just send the body to processing.
Kuno's never seen anything so lame. Listen, pig, if you were Kuno, the fuck would you care?
This isn't working at all. You lied to me, Golden Mouth Man.
You just haven't done it long enough. You need to do it even longer.
You're right, Kuno. If I were Kuno, I probably wouldn't care.
See, sad shit? Kuno doesn't fucking care about this sad shit. Your sad shit. Now, how about you at least try to entertain the Kuno, or get the fuck off his crime scene?
Why don't we go pester some other kids now?
He says impatiently.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Well, that went well. Oh, man. What's that? There's something down there. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent.
A sturdy metal door guards the...
Oh, okay, so... It tells you, like, different checks that you can retry. Okay. Guess we can go in here and... What was it that we had to ask? What's this face about? Oh, that's right, we had to ask about the borscht here. And then behind the place we can open the apartment door, I guess.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
I need a fridge to store a corpse.
The man keeps shaking his head. His eyes seem sad. Then he starts swiping crumbs off the countertop.
I don't think he understands, officer. We need to find some other way to make ourselves clear.
Huh? I need to put a dead body in this fridge.
Oh, no. Body no fit fridge. Fridge more.
How do you know? Maybe it's a small body.
No. I know.
Listen to him. This is a man who clearly knows about bodies and fridges, and bodies fitting into fridges.
Okay, we have our answer. It won't fit. We need a bigger fridge.
Leo said you're friends with Manana, is that true?
The mention of manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
What's in that borscht you're making there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Yes.
Borscht need more vodka?
He picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Oh man. Do we go the funny route or should we be responsible, you know? Yes, turn the vodka up.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Give me some of that.
He smiles and nods enthusiastically, and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Thermal cup full of hot borscht spiked with a high-proof moonshine. Will this count as fine booze and drink it? Oh. I didn't realize there was all this stuff on the right here. I've been like not paying attention to a lot of the stuff in the menu. Superstar Cop, Apocalypse Cop, Sorry Cop, Boring Cop. At least I'm not really a boring cop. That's good. We killed 3 people? When did we do that? What?
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
Look at the bottle.
Light reflects off the thermal cup. The borscht may not look like much, but doubtless it'll get the job done. Better pop it open before it gets cold. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it.
Open the bottle.
There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now.
What will be the repercussions if I take that sip?
Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox.
Let's take a sip.
The golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry, endurance, pain threshold, and shivers. This is good before rolling a white check, but damages your morale. And remember,
From the void we came, and to the void we must return.
Okay. Fun. Let's hang on to the skill point for now. I don't especially know of anything else that we would want to do while Kim's still around today. So as much as I don't want to be without Kim, I think that we're just gonna send him off.
The man is decomposed. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Alright, we're just gonna have to hang up the idea of getting all of the armor, I think. Because I don't want to leave the body here until nighttime. Alright, bag him, take him away.
Alright.
He takes a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. He didn't even say goodbye. What am I supposed to do now? Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. Sound of melting snow dripping off the roof, it's strange. I always do be mixing up the menu buttons. how to get to the area in the back there. Wherever it wants me to go to open up that door for him. Oh, I think it's over here. Yeah.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Press your ear against the door.
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Use Manana's key.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft, a whistle.
Do we go in now? Pretty sure we were told not to. Smell of disinfectant in the room. Smells like chemicals. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. The book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Okay, don't bow to the flag.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tap on the mugs.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
What do I mean uncomfortable?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Typical asshole.
This person is unhappy.
Whip out the yellow man mug and compare.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, The same mocking lines. An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Is this really the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? Could be. But this clothes in the trash lead doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Still, good thing to keep in mind.
Move on. That smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
No trouble from me, I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare. Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Can I at least have a cigarette?
Apologies, but this is my last one.
He takes another drag and shivers.
The god himself has denied you absolution.
Can't you just, like, toss that one down?
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Shut up and throw, kid.
I'm not throwing anything.
There's no way you'd catch that cigarette anyway.
Really?
Yes, really. Don't even try. You'll just embarrass yourself.
You're right, that was obviously a bad idea. Forget I said anything.
As you wish.
Alright, well, I really need to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
Yes, you adjusting his shirt.
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
I need to get inside this apartment building. Can you help me?
Help you? No, sorry, gendarme. I have to run.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards.
What'd you do last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Pretty sure I didn't.
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
Was it someone from the police?
I couldn't tell you. We don't usually see much of the gendarmerie around here. Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene. You still haven't answered my question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you too.
Alright, we'll talk later.
No. We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Alright, let's Let's try to convince him to stay.
This isn't the place
Oh
or time
shit.
for questions.
Get hype.
Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains?
Hey, listen. I am just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes, compassion, and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
His voice is soft and deliberate. The flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
He walks away. So there has to be like a hide key or something.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it.
Turn it over.
There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
Put it back. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Old shoe rack, boot, sneakers, and old slippers. We should have done this before we sent Kim away.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita. Your heartbeat quickens, palms go sweaty. The siren of amphetamine is singing you her song.
So I want to say that's Kuno's dad's apartment then. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11.
Examine the padlock.
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Okay. I really have to learn the buttons to the fucking menu better.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working.
Nice.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Door to number 9 is locked. Number 8, their mailbox is overflowing.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to have difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks.
You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
I'm looking for Martin Martinet.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
She smiles a gap-toothed smile while she hears you mention the name. You don't understand. I'm looking for a real person named Martin Martinet. He told me he's Martin Martinet.
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Oops, you really didn't get the joke there.
How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony? Know where he lives?
Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble, I just want to talk to him. You know where he lives?
Talk?
The lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Looking for the parents of a kid named Kuno.
The waiters are at the end of this hallway, right next to the communal bathroom.
I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Is one of the residents on a vacation? Mailboxes are flowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
I heard someone walking inside.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing the hallway.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
I'll see what I can find.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar.
Suddenly the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Sure you don't mean astronomy?
That's what I said. Astrology.
Tell me about the man who lives at the end of the hallway. Uno de Reuter.
I don't want to talk about the waiters.
The waiters? How do you pronounce that? Fuck me. Terrible. Cleaning lady mutters. She starts digging for something in her pockets. Why not?
Addicts. All of them. And sometimes I hear them screaming.
She winces.
They don't like me cleaning behind their door. Think I'm listening in on their fights.
So she doesn't. Not after that one time. There's a that one time here. It didn't get physical. She heard something she doesn't want to hear again.
I saw unpaid utility bills. Aren't they going to be thrown out?
No one likes them in this building. It's only because of the kids they haven't been thrown out. I don't like talking about those people.
She looks down the hallway. What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still,
She leans on her broom.
she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
Saw, thanks.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
I'm off. Note reads, foreclosed by Martinet Realty Associates. Graffito says a firing squad for the rich. Someone is torn down. Sea below looks cold and winter
A
gray.
shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
Rub your sides for warmth.
A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Her face.
Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
Plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Look around yourself.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty.
Shiver. Old grocery list on the table. Checks. Alright, so that leads up to the balcony. Some good money. Halfway to our rent for the night.
That isn't just a 5-point star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of ashes, the iconography of
Inspect the passport.
It feels friendly and with words, threshold is under control, written under a nondescript municipal letter. The desk picked up the letter with shorthand inside, along with all of the letter's small details.
Nice haircut.
Thank you. If you have any questions, I can be back down in an hour.
What are you doing here?
I need to get ready for the next lease. As you can see, the previous tenants completely ready for the actual place.
Sounds like they knew how to have a good time.
It was some kind of moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
She stops, hesitating.
That was months ago. Anyway, if you're ready to move on, or is that it? I'm on a hurry.
Who lives in the, foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 60 months in rent. Free. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. When he came to close the door, he closed the neighbor's door. There's a hole in the wall.
That's unapproaching. She's probably on some low-grade mortgage houses like that.
My money has also disappeared, I think. Could have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shitty. So what happened with the wall? She's still shaking her head, manicured hands now crossed over her chest. Alright, that's all, thanks.
Of course.
She replied with a smile. But her eyes remained glazed over. She's been waiting for you to leave. Change out our glasses. Well, I guess they're a complete set of shoes. You're right, beautiful things do make people happy.
piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
It's that heavy fuel oil.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? This shit is pumped out of government vehicles.
She did it herself. Pumped it out. She's proud of it too.
That's some pretty clever cultural commentary.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell me something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art for the body?
Ugh, alright. Sad Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you a little sad suddenly. Catch you later, Cindy. Hundred tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. Enough coal to last for several winters, smells of chemicals. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Although these chains look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric you can't but wonder if wearing them would start your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Okay, well, gotta go for that, right? Yeah, no, that's better than the description on these ones. These golden brown trousers are flare-cut, normal bell-bottom trousers, which would be boot-cut, but these are far from normal. They are someone's piss-soaked, cum-stained party pants. So yeah, I think we'll go with the ones that'll make our butt look better. Okay. That's right, we have more stuff to interact with. I always forget to do this part.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why Friesel?
Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Flip through the pages.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. No advertisements, you notice. So who's funding this radical commentary? After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Read the editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. Perhaps they've overestimated the market demand for this kind of commentary. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I want to catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
What is Kunst and Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. Why they decided to title this one section in Volda is beyond you. Obviously because it's cool to drop random phrases in foreign languages. It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Just a moment, what is this tip-top tourney?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
Alright, let's see what these communists have to say about Tip Top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colourful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Wait, what's wrong with Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
What's so wrong with a good motor crash? They keep it interesting.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
No, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave. This flimsy magazine is right. Deep down, you know the only true stakes are life and glory, or death by fiery dismemberment.
I guess I've never thought about it that much.
That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Let's see what they mean by local concerns.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dockworkers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbour red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Oh.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, Bullet?
The squished little thing has no idea. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet.
It's my friend. I'm gonna start talking to it. It's gonna keep me company.
But bullets don't talk.
Yeah, what are you? Crazy? Bullets can't talk. They don't have emotions. A bullet can't keep you company.
Find the gun that shot it.
That sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can about this little guy. Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to. He used it to kill your victim. Neato.
Feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
Inspect it closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. Far away, Lieutenant Kitsuragi is flipping through stations in his Kanema. He is not here examining the bullet with you. He should be. He would find this very intriguing. Mention it to him later when he's here.
Damn it. The bullet has nothing more to say. Put it away.
In your hands you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
Feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. It would do that in Grad.
How long is this book anyway?
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
Look at the back cover.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
What does she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph, and yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Start reading.
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes.
What happens next?
It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
Read 10 more pages.
They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Guardian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life. And in the end, he has nothing to do but dedicate himself to the craft.
The woman?
She spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovo fish processing plant. The smell of fish guts slowly seeps into her hair and skin, as every single one of her dreams dies, one by one.
What an uplifting story.
The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass in solitude, their bodies growing ever more decrepit.
This is terrible.
As life leaves their remains between the soil sheets, their final thoughts are filled with regret.
Look away. They said the notebook
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something, soft, yet crinkly.
Take it out.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. Not familiar in a good way, you might say. There's pain in there somewhere.
Okay.
A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon.
Why do I even care about this?
Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper. Yet you're drawn to it. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please.
I'll hang on to it just in case.
You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret.
Okay, weird.
Call the Mama Dakwa. It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the call du Mama Dakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
I'm starting to regret the fact that I didn't understand how a lot of this game worked throughout the majority of like the playthrough so far, because I feel like I would have done a couple of things a little differently maybe. But I don't know, I feel like that's also just part of like playing games. am starting to regret that we had already sent Kim away, though. Curtain shifts just a little. Someone is watching from within. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Someone is growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. No one answers. Looks like he isn't home. You should come back tomorrow evening, after 2100.
Door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives here is in home. Voices from within singing along to some buoyant dance track. Just a door, nothing for you right now. Just another dollar to be able to afford our hotel for the night. But then that means we'd have to make another $20 in the next day, right? Alright. I guess we save really quick and see if, see if we wanna fuck around with Kuno's dad real quick.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached. Snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. Don't let the quiet fool you. The beast is in there somewhere, ready to rip you to shreds with a broken bottle. You can just go in now.
Where is he? Kuno de Reuter is the name on unfinished homework. Glossy erotica covers the wall, wrinkled from moisture. Alright, that's enough money to afford my hotel now. It's from 2 years ago.
In the dark, it looks like a nest.
Bundle of clothes heaped on bed, a stained parka, some socks. Slowly reach out your hand.
Something underneath there is breathing.
Hey, baby.
It doesn't give a shit that you're a cop. Stop your hand now,
Sorry, I didn't
or you're
realize you were
gonna
be here
die.
quite yet. Finishing up either way.
It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out.
Keep reaching your hand towards the pile.
Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it. It's deep, in suffering somehow.
Pull the blanket off.
You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol, and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
Even alive?
A lump of flesh is sticking out from under the blanket. It seems to be twitching from time to time, like the paw of an animal who's having a bad dream. And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor on the sole. 3 toes are poking out of a hole. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep.
Figure out what he's trying to say.
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pig, he says. He's trying to call you a pig.
You're awake.
His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth. He's asleep again.
Okay. We're gonna be calling it. But I'll probably be back on either tomorrow or sometime on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know if I'm gonna be jumping back into this or if we're gonna be jumping back into Elden Ring whenever I hop on next, but that's the plan. But if anybody happens to be lurking, I hope you have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Always love having anybody here. Hope it was entertaining. Yeah. Maybe I'll see you later on. This has been a boy named Sue, coming at you live straight from Big Potato. We'll see you next time.